Hey, what's up, guys and gals? This is Anthony, aka Philly Ant from the message boards, and I've been promising a video comparison of some of the different floor liners available for our Jeep Grand Cherokees. So finally, I put something together, just more of a picture slideshow, so I can use my mouse pointer and point some things out. But anyway, I picked up the Husky brand floor liners. We have the older Weatherbeaters on the left here, and then the X-Act Contours on the right. And later in the video, you'll see I picked up the Mopar brand as well, just to give a full all-around comparison. So, here's our stock liners, our stock mats, and good-looking mats. They fit perfectly in the Jeep. The color match is great. It's got the Jeep logo. I really like them, but they don't offer much when it comes to protection with the snow, the rain, and the mud. So, got these liners from Husky, and we're going to see how they hold up. Now, here's the Weatherbeater. Your driver's side Weatherbeater versus the stock. And you can see you get so much more coverage. But let's put it inside before we do a little breakdown of what it looks like. You got these spikes on the bottom. You got these dimples that kind of hold it in place with the hooks that are on the floor. They don't lock it into place, but they just kind of sit and rest on there. So that, along with the spikes, keeps it in place. Doesn't hold it down perfectly, but it's a good match. Now, you'll see I zoomed in here. When I zoom out, you see these marks all over here. It came that way. I don't know, because maybe it's the material that they use, but it came a little bit marked up. But these are great mats, or liners, whatever you want to call them. They're molded pretty well to the vehicle. They go all the way underneath the seat and all the way up underneath the pedals. So you got some good coverage. It is that harder plastic, so when it gets wet, I don't know, it might be a little slippery. If that's a concern to you, you might not want these, but they are an overall really good looking floor liner. Here's the passenger side. And once again, spikes, the dimples, and here's a little side action view to see how thick they are. Not very flexible. It's that thin, hard plastic. Could be rubber. I think it's a plastic. It's like a shell, basically. And it sits and it rests and it has a job and it does the job. Some people say that these might curl up after sitting in your vehicle for a while. I don't know. I know that they fit well now. They got a good, rugged, aggressive look. And they're darker to really match the interior of my dark Jeep Grand Cherokee. So, not bad. Now we have the newer X-Act Contours. So, stock versus the X-Act Contour. It's a softer, rubber, flexible material. And it's got these little grooves. Unlike the Weatherbeaters, the X-Act Contours have these little folds that kind of, it's like a little rubber hole. And you push it down and it locks it into place on the hooks. But it's not an irritating lock. It's not like it would be a pain to pull this out. It holds it in place, and then if it gets messy, you just pop it right out. But these have some great coverage. Notice the marks here. That's just from sneakers sitting on it. It got roughed up right away. So I'm not a fan of the lighter look of these and how easily these mark up as well, but they both do mark up. I do like how soft they are. Another thing I don't like is this little lip they have that comes around the edge and sits on your door jamb, or whatever you want to call it, with the Jeep logo. I guess that's a feature. It's nice. It'll give you extra protection, but it kind of bothers me the way it looks. It's just kind of like in the way. But good coverage right underneath, and it gets right up in there as well, just like the the Weatherbeaters. So here's your side-by-side comparison: the Weatherbeater versus the X-Act Contour. I like the darker look of the Weatherbeater. I like the softer feel of the X-Act Contour. I like the way this is molded perfectly. This, I'm in the air about this little edge that comes out. But they're both good, depending on what style you like. It's a tough decision for me right now. Here's our passenger side. This is the X-Act Contour. Same thing. It's got that lip that comes around the edge. And the little rubber slots for the hooks underneath. And basically, good coverage. covers everything really well. You see this little gap right here. I'm sure once that sat in the vehicle for a little bit, that it would mold a little bit closer. And here's your side-by-side. Weatherbeater on the left, X-Act Contour on the right. Both good mats. I'm torn. Next up, back. Here's our Weatherbeater liner. The older version of the liner for the back. And I pulled the seats up so you can see the coverage that it gives you versus the stock. So here's your pad. And it's okay. Definitely not something good for slush and rain and everything, but this has okay coverage. The Weatherbeater has a lot better coverage underneath there. Full coverage all the way across. I love the rugged look of this and how it just goes, you know, all the way under the seat a little bit to really protect it. This is with the seats pulled back. And great coverage. Here's the X-Act Contour, where less aggressive, softer. It's got the same great coverage. One thing that I'm not a fan of is how plain it looks. I don't know if I like the plain look right over here or the more aggressive look of the Weatherbeaters. But these are nice and they fit well. And here's our side-by-side. A little more aggressive, a little subtle, harder plastic, softer rubber feel. Just kind of sits and rests in place. These are held with the spikes underneath. All right, here is the Mopar brand liner. Now, these, not as much coverage. I do like the rugged look of them. I love the fact that they say Grand Cherokee. It looks like it's made for this. I wish the Husky liners had a Jeep logo or a Grand Cherokee printing on there. So points right here. Now, not as great coverage. You'll see it doesn't go as high. It doesn't cover the sides and all the way back around the edges as much. Another thing, it's got these holes where you gotta force the hook into the hole, and I guess water or gunk could get underneath there. Not sure that it will, but I like these. They're simple, and I wish they had a little bit better coverage, but I do like these. Here's the passenger side. And it just kind of sits in place. Here you can see I forced the hooks in there. Now this would be a pain to take out if you had a lot of slush because of the way that these hooks are forced in there versus the Husky brand that just kind of sits and rests. But you got the full protection out of the Husky as well, where these have the seams, or I'm sorry, the places where the water can slip through or whatever. Good looking though. I like them. And here's the back. Now, I really like the back. Other than the fact that the coverage isn't there. Like, why did you do this, Mopar? Why? These are great looking liners for the back. I love the Jeep. I love the ruggedness, the material. It's that soft rubber feel like the X-Act Contour from the Husky. But it's just, it's lacking the coverage right there. What are we going to put one foot under the seat and the other one under, the side or something? I don't know why they did that. But here's our bed liner in the back. I love this. This is my favorite piece so far. This fits perfectly in the back. We all know things slide in the back of this. You can see the metal or aluminum, whatever rails they have in there, and that along with the carpet just allows things to slide back and forth. I love this liner. It fits perfectly. It's got the little spikes underneath. It's the flexible rubber. It's got the Jeep logo. And here you can see the grooves cut out for the hangers in the back. And it's got that full all-around coverage. Edge to edge. Perfect. And it holds the stuff in place. That's the biggest thing. I like the protection, but God knows I got the Hemi. I love driving this in sport mode. I love doing my 0 to 60s. And just my fast acceleration, yeah, I'm a fool. I probably get like 2 miles per gallon from doing that. But I love to drive fast. When you drive fast and you have things in the back and you just have it on the regular floor, it's sliding and banging and moving and busting things up. With this liner in here, this Mopar liner, nothing moves. It's a great plus. I absolutely love it. Protects the floor, stops your items from moving around, and boom, that's it. That's my my little comparison video for you guys. So I hope this helps you out with your decision. Right now, I'm unsure which way to go. I can pop this open one more time, and you can see our side-by-side of the back. I like the rugged look of this right here, the feel of the X-Act Contour on this side. When we move to the front, here's your passenger side comparison, Weatherbeaters versus the X-Act Contours, and then the driver side. And I don't know, hard decision. Which one will you go with? I don't know, but I hope it helped you make your mind up. It hasn't helped me make my mind up, so I'm going to use you guys to chime in on this and let me know what you think. There you go. Our Husky weather liners, floor liners, X-Act Contour, Weatherbeater. I'm done talking. That's enough talking. I'm going to go drive my Jeep. Thanks. I'll see you next time.